Hello everyone, it's Regina from the Cutting Cafe. Today we're going to be making a project using the book box holder template. I was actually inspired to make this template from my daughter because she is an avid reader. Her and her father, I think she got it from him. He recently though switched over to the Nook. So that's going to be kind of cutting down the amount of books that we have because he has a huge library of books, and my daughter is slowly but surely heading in the same direction. Unfortunately, she does not want to go to the Nook because she likes the feel of a paperback book. Anyway, she has this huge list of books that she keeps in a little box in her room. So I thought from time to time I would purchase one, and this is what kind of inspired me to make this little template. She purchases about 4 or 5 books herself a month, and she finishes them very quickly. Anyways, this holder will hold approximately 4.5 by 7 inches with a depth of about 1 inch. This one is a little bit skinnier than 1 inch, but this holder will hold up to about 1 inch. One of the reasons I wanted to do this video is because instead of using an 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper, the template comes in 2 parts. There's the bottom part that you do use 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper, but the cover that wraps around the bottom box is approximately a little bit smaller than 8.5. Let's see. Actually, it is a little bit smaller than 7.5 this way, and lengthwise it is a little bit over 11. So basically the 8.5 by 11 won't work. So you need to set your printer at 8.5 by 14 before you send the bottom piece to the printer. It kind of somewhat looks like this. You can barely see this. It's the lines right here in the middle, and it goes around, and as you can see, it would actually cut it off if you didn't have a longer sheet of paper in the printer, and if you didn't set it to 8.5 by 14. I suggest using a minimum of 60 weight paper, like Stampin' Up, Paper Tray and Ink, even like your basic grade designer papers will work great. I would just go ahead and take your favorite scrapbook paper. That's a nice weight. Leave it 12 inches for length, and then width, you can just cut it at 8.5 by 11, so at least it'll fit in the printer, because the printers won't fit 12 by 12. So make sure you do that before you send it to the printer to print. And for some reason with my HP, I'll send it to the printer to print at 8.5 by 14, and then look on there to see if it changes, because mine, it seems like I have to send it twice before it actually shows up that it's 8.5 by 14 before I go to print. So I'm using this craft paper. This is one of the backgrounds that comes in the set. There's like 4 different backgrounds. One says, I love to read, I love to read. This one just has a bunch of letters on it. But if you look through it, it actually has the word books kind of in different little places on the paper. There's another one. I just printed this out kind of on some pattern paper. It says something about happy, what does it say? Books. I like books, big books, little books, happy books, sad books, I like books, etc., etc. Then there's another one. I don't know where the other one is, but there's a, I think there's, I'm believing there's 3 or 4 backgrounds in there if you don't want to use your own pattern paper. So if you want to do it on solid, there is heavyweight solid 12 by 12 paper too. I suggest using that. Okay, we're going to go ahead and assemble this really quick. This is the bottom of the box. I normally, when I'm doing a box, since sometimes, because I use my cutter to cut it out, since sometimes the dashed lines, the perforation will kind of cut in too deep because I have to set the cutter to cut out on heavier paper, I will go ahead and put tape on the inside. It may not look good, but it's better for it to stay together than to come loose. This is kind of like a black linen paper. I love this paper. So I've already went ahead and cut it out. And we're going to go ahead and just put this together real quick. Okay, also the file comes with an inside liner to put at the bottom of this. This just makes it a little bit more sturdy. I suggest using a thin piece of chipboard to cut that out with. And I went ahead and adhered a piece of craft paper on the top so that it would kind of match the cover. So we're going to put a little bit of tape in here. Okay. And again, like I said, I use the one with the letters on it. So basically what happens is there is fold lines right here. Now if you're using the SVG file, the fold lines on the oh, I'm sorry, actually this does not come in SVG. The only file that has the actually that you can use your cutter on for the actual cover is just WPC, because the WPC will accept anything, any size really. But the if you don't have like a Basel or a Pausels, or if your machine doesn't accept WPC, you will actually have to hand cut this. So I suggest, if you are using a pattern paper that has dark colors on it, that you actually put the lines, because there will be perforation lines on the back side, and pay attention to kind of how your design is going when you go to fold it over. So I did go ahead and use my Pausels, so I already have the lines, the perforations in here. And basically how it works is this sits on here, and then this kind of folds over, and this wraps over like that. So it's kind of, you know. So what we have to do is adhere the back of this onto this side, the side that does not have the flap. So we're going to go ahead and stick this down on here. And I think I will put a little bit of adhesive right here. Kind of didn't judge this too well. I left a little bit there, but that's okay. Okay, so we're gonna just fold this over. And there we go. It's kind of perfect. Fits over just like that. And another thing, also, depending on what kind of paper you're using, this is kind of slipping out here a little bit on the edges, and that's mainly because I didn't get it too good here. If you look there, I kind of got a little bit, I can't get it, I don't know if you can see or not, but see, I left a little bit right there. If I would have got it more on the edge there perfectly, I probably wouldn't have this little bit sticking out. But I'm not going to worry about that. It's, I can always kind of, when I go to put the bow on it, kind of move this down a little bit. So, okay. So, let's see. This book should fit in here just perfectly. Perfect fit. Another thing, the set does come with a few plain book markers, and then there's some that have just kind of cute little juvenile phrases on them. And you can make, you know, a nice little bookmark and just stick it in the inside, or make a pocket here maybe out of something and stick it there, however you want to do that. So, once you put the book on here, book inside, it actually kind of will fill up the spacing and feel a little better. Okay, now what I'm going to do, my husband loves baby blue. Well, any shade of blue, really. I shouldn't say baby blue. We're going to add this going around here. I've already went ahead and put a little bit of adhesive on the back. And the scallop comes from the Assorted scallop set over in the Cutting Cafe. And then I have this little, in the set, there's also these little circle words. This one says, "There's nothing like a good book." And that'll punch out using a 1.5 inch circle punch. And then this little Just For You is from another set called Everyday Greetings everyday 1-inch greetings. These are just some general everyday greetings that you find yourself using all the time, and they'll punch out using a 1-inch circle punch. I punched a little hole there, and we're just going to add that to the side of that. And we're going to add it using this black and white twine. I belong to the Reasonable Ribbon Club. Absolutely love that club. It's a once-a-month club that I get all kinds of, I can't remember how many yards of ribbon I get, but it's like $7.50 or $9 a month, and it's always a surprise. I look forward to it every single month. So I'm going to go ahead and just stick this underneath the ribbon. And then I decided, since I have this little blue here, to kind of bring out some blue in this cover. I mentioned to you earlier that the word books are kind of sporadically on each line of the cover. So I went ahead and printed it out again in some matching, well, actually the same paper, same blue, and I cut them out individually after they were long. I just cut them, each one of them. And we're just going to stick them on where the word books is on here. Okay, and then there we go. We have the word books on there. And that is about it. There's the final little book cover. Well, thanks for visiting me again today, and I will go ahead and list all the files that I used to make this little book box. And until then, have a great day. Thank you. Bye-bye.